We told you Shooting Stars is on the menu. The stakeholders meeting was held yesterday and the news broke. You know what? We've got a report for you concerning that stakeholders meeting where Governor Seyi Makinde charged the guys, going forward. And he said, if we give you a whole lot, we expect something in return. Let's check, this report and see what happened yesterday. And when we are back, we'll try to discuss the fortunes of Shooting Stars and Crown FC and what is the way forward, moving ahead in the NNL season again. We'll be right back.
The state-owned football club was led to the executive chamber by the acting permanent secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sport, Mrs. Olubisi Adegoke. Discussions were centered on the failure of the 3SC in Asaba, the challenges and the way forward. The acting permanent secretary, Mrs. Olubisi Adegoke, expressed concern at the defeat and appreciated the governor for scheduling a meeting with the management of the club and stakeholders to chart a way forward.
Football clubs in the world over is very capital intensive. It's capital intensive. But even like that, we should link into the policy. The policy should state the kind of management that we're supposed to be having.
It was an emotional moment as stakeholders took turn to highlight the challenges and profile solutions.
TSC does not need anybody. What they need is just to have somebody as the chairman who did the ROA. Is somebody that has the passionate for football. And that person must have an access to you anytime, any day.
I'm still crying inside me because the morning of the match, when His Excellency called, we were like, the governor called. Because all our years in 3 years, nobody called on us.
We were not out. We want to renew our energy, we want to renew our strength. We want to be stronger in our belief that we will take this club back to the good days.
Responding, the Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, tasked the players and officials to re-strategize and come out stronger.
We are not going to mix sports administration with politics. I don't care where you belong politically. What I care about is that we have to work hard and allow 3SC to take its position in Nigeria's football.
He assured that he will do all he can to assist the club at reclaiming its position in Nigerian football, stressing that he will not consider political affiliations when dealing with the club.
I'm not interested in, saying that, well, it was an APC government that put this team in place. I said it during the campaign and also during my inauguration. Whatever policy that are good, that the past government has put in place, we will take it, run with it. And it's the same here. Nobody should be afraid of their job because of how you came in there.
Governor Makinde maintained that he will appoint a special assistant to look after the 3SC, stressing that the club will enjoy proper funding. The interactive meeting was attended by top government functionaries and stakeholders. Anu Akomolafe, Iatv News.
Okay, yeah, that was the meeting yesterday between the Oyo State government, of course, under the able administration of Engineer Seyi Makinde, who housed and welcomed the stakeholders when it comes to the issue of football in Oyo State. Shooting Stars and Crown FC also welcome back. It's still Sport on Iatv and Olayinka is still here. Well, he spoke about not mixing politics with sport. We've had issues, we've had discussions about how politics have become intertwined with sport, especially for club side in Nigeria. And he said, I'm picking out, underline some keywords. He said, don't be afraid of any job loss. I don't care where you are coming from politically. So that means, if you read meaning to that, the job of the management of Shooting Stars and the technical crew is still safe, from what he said yesterday. And he said, it's now time to place Shooting Stars to the pedestal, of club football, the history of club football back in Nigeria. And well, how do you see this panning out? Because after the not getting the qualification to the Nigerian professional football, there have been discussions, there have been calls that the team should be dismantled, state of emergency, should be placed on the team. Going forward, you think this is the right thing to do from Governor Seyi Makinde?
Well, I don't think it's the right thing to do, and I don't think it's not the right thing to do. I'm in the middle of this. I believe the technical crew of Shooting Stars should be given another chance, and maybe it's just little detail that is disallowing them, that has stopped them from getting.
But they've been given the chance twice.
They've been complaining of funding. They've been trying. In fact, from the feelers I got, the result they have been getting is by miracle.
But the sport mayor, the subventions from the state government, is that too small to execute in Nigerian National League?
It is too much. The subvention the Shooting Star gets is not up to half of what Aqua Starlet gets. Aqua Starlet is like the team B for Aqua United.
But we still have some teams in the Nigerian National League who don't even get half or even up to what Shooting Star is getting.
And they got promoted.
Exactly, that's
my point. What are the teams? Isaiah, let's put it to perspective. We know how this thing works. No, I'm not giving an excuse for anybody. But one thing, I cannot take competence away from the coaching staff, the Tagoyi team. We have seen the other team played many times in Adama Simba. We've been able to cover even their away games. We've seen how they've having respectable results. It's not as if it's just administrative details. And
if you say administrative details, that means the guys in charge of administration definitely should be sent back in. They're not doing their job. Remember we spoke here.
When I talk about administrative details, what I'm trying to say in fact is that they are not funded. I feel like that some of even the officials of Shooting Stars have not been paid for months. They've not been paid. I don't know about now. The last time I checked, that was some months ago. After that, this performance against Aqua Starlet, they've not been paid. They've been doing their job.
It seems they are coming out to voice this, trying to get their job secured. That bringing out excuses here and there.
For the executive governor, who does not belong to the party of the former governor, or let me say the former government. For him to come out yesterday, this thing is not that he's myopic or he's being he's trying to please anybody. He has seen competence. He has seen things going. Remember, I mentioned something that I don't care which party you belong to. So far, you can do the job. Don't be afraid of your job.
But let me ask. I hope the governor is not shooting himself in the foot. I hope the administration of Rashid Balogun. Remember, he came out to state after that game against Aqua Starlet, called a mini press conference that he has resigned. He came out public that he has resigned. That if you are Dimiji Lawal, that if you are given a job and you failed twice, you have no excuse. And I still wonder why he's still holding up to the job. And after coming out to say you've resigned, that means I hope he still has the competence, or he still has what it takes to take Shooting Stars forward, because for him to have taken that decision that I have resigned, that means he has putting the sword down and say, hey, let me move on.
It has come to be that it's the spur of the moment. They were being emotional. Remember what a statement credited to the TM, former Nigerian international Dimiji Lawal, who also resigned on the press. I came out, I think we had a show here where we mentioned that it has not been officially accepted. It has not been officially done. True. It's a sport out of passion and out of the pain of the loss to Aqua Starlet, and right there at the Stephen Keshi Stadium in Asaba. That's why they came out to say. And Dimiji Lawal said something that after that loss, before and after that loss, the executive governor of the station, they called them and told them, "You guys are not serious. You're not resigning. I am not in any way disappointed with you. We have to do it again." And that's why this stakeholders meeting was raised. In my own opinion, as much as I feel disappointed as a fan of the Oluyole Warriors that they've not actually done, I don't believe before that there were structure in place for the team to get promoted. And I'm not even desperate for the team to get promotion, because if the team gets promotion, what are we then going to do in the MPFL? With the structure on ground, they've been going in and out of the MPFL. They've not been able to be an established team or in the MPFL. Even if they gain promotion, there's every likelihood, because of the administrative lapses, lack of funding, and lack of support, they will still get back to
that brings me to this junction about structure. You made mention of structure right now. He also stated yesterday in that meeting that he has had a lot of policies, lot of recommendations about how to move Shooting Stars forward. And he said, he has heard about privatization, trying to bring in private individuals to run the club and possibly PPP, private-public partnership. And I'm picking out his words. He said, it's not that easy. That although I was in the private sector before, if it's his business, he will know how to move forward, in twinkle of an eye, how to, execute that. But he said this is a government-owned club, that this thing takes time, to be able to execute. Now, if private individuals, if it's not privatized, if we don't have private individuals coming to have stakes in Shooting Stars, if the government continues, now, if Seyi Makinde continues to roll out, the goodwill and, do the right things, like we said, it's government, it's public parastatal. Now, if we have a new change of government, who might not be so anticipating, or who might not be passionate about the club, if the club have done well under Seyi Makinde, hopefully, how do you think we'll be able to sustain this if we don't have private individuals coming on board and there's a new change of government? A new change of government might just come up and say, hey, I'm not interested, send some people back in and start rolling on his own programs.
That will be banana peel. That will be a pain.
Don't you think we still need to look at private guys coming in?
I don't think so. The Nigerian league is special. We've seen private individuals handle clubs. Giwa FC, we've seen Ifeanyuba. We see what they've done with the club. They are no different from government-owned clubs. And the problem is not, I believe, the problem is not ownership. It's the way we think, our culture in Nigeria about running a football club. I can give you examples of professional football clubs in Nigeria that are owned by government, and they are still running. They are still fine and good. Kano Pillars is a Kano state-owned club. Enyimba Football Club, they have passed through, and they have passed through different kind of governors. Oji Zokalu, Theodore Hoji, and all these governors, they've had good stints. Remember, Yimba is the MPFL champion.
Definitely.
Under another governor, not Oji Uzokalu. So they've actually transcended. If it's a government-owned club, it should still be allowed to run professionally. And Yimba Football Club does not own players. They are the only club in Nigeria that sold most of their players. Remember, Valentin Ozon Wafo has been sold to Turkish colleague Galatasaray, and the club receives monies from foreign currencies. That means the club is self-sufficient. What I expect Shooting Stars to do as a government-owned club, government should play a supervisory role. Appointing role.
He said that he's going to appoint a special advisor from his office to oversee, special assistant to oversee,
and the chairman of the Shooting Stars Football Club, the chairman of the board,
should be accountable.
It should be someone that has a 2-minute access to the governor. It's not somebody that we have to pass through some people before he gets to the governor. It's somebody that if we call the governor will pick his call. Remember when the Kudi was there, Imam Amaka Kabo can call the governor of the Enugu state. This is what I need. Remember what he told us about getting an official car with Imama. That they just went to the state house and they're coming back with official car. And the board members, it should be something, because the problem we have is middlemen. Trying to play God. They call them.
And I hope the special assistant in marketing serve as the mini God, like you said.
In marketing, they call them gatekeepers. The gatekeepers are the ones that causes most of the problem. If the governor wants this football club to win, to be run perfectly, it should make sure that bureaucracy is limited and is reduced to the minimum.
That's the word, bureaucracy.
So, in my own opinion, for the mere fact that Shooting Stars is a government-owned club, we've seen Shooting Stars, they are not doing perfectly okay, but they are still in the MPFL. We've seen so many football clubs like that. MFM is a church-owned club, but it is allowed to run professionally. In my own opinion, it's not ownership, it's a structure. And I think the technical crew, Editor Goye, the board, led by by Rashid Balogun, GM of Shooting Stars, they've been given the last chance to breathe again.
Last chance again.
And if they fail this time, they will be tagged as failures.
Exactly.
And because this is a new sheriff in town who still believes in them.
I think they are lucky.
They are lucky. In my own opinion, they are not performing bad.
Exactly.
The structure, when the Shooting Stars have sold players. Players have gone through Shooting Stars. The latest one is Sandy Falaye, who moved to an Austrian club. Even if he's on loan in Shooting Stars, he should still get. Shooting Stars should still get. We've seen clubs like Arsenal is going to get some amount of money because Alade, and they call him Jeff Alade, he will be moved from Angers to Lyon, hopefully, and Arsenal is still going to get part of that money. If a player is before the age of 24, 25, is moving from club to club, there's no way the all these clubs will not get a fractional part of the transfer fee. But what we hear in Shooting Stars is not a player. We need transparency, and the club
accountability also.
Accountability should be run professionally.
And we hope the special assistant that we are appointed by the governor, will do a yeoman's job.
Will be a round peg in the round hole.
Exactly, we need
not
that.
Somebody from maybe not about somebody from banking, not about somebody from legal profession.
Exactly,
that's what we've been having. We need somebody that is a sports person, a football person, true and true.
And talking about appointment today, definitely there will be designate portfolios. So our own constituency, we hope we get someone worthy enough to be the Oyo State Commissioner for Youth and Sports.